Welcome and good morning to all the participants. As the moderator mentioned, this is the second session of the series of webinars conducted by Indian Criminology and Forensic Science Association. Transformation through technology in the field of forensic science is the need of the time. QuickSoft Solutions is the leading company in India in the field of forensic science. The speaker, Mr. Ashok Hinduja, is the Chief Executive Officer in QuickSoft Solutions. He has completed his BCom with a distinction from Loyola College, Madras, Chennai. Subsequently, he did his MBA also with a distinction from Loyola Institute of Business Administration, having specialized in finance. He has completed a course on in crimes in technology organized by CISHE USA in 2016. He was instrumental in forging many international tie-ups with the world leaders in forensic and crime investigation products. Today, QuickSoft Solutions has taken distribution, sales, and support rights from many companies like CISHE, Faro, Forenscope, Post and Freeman, to name just a few. Many new innovative products have been launched by QuickSoft under his able guidance. And today he will be presenting some of these products to you. Now I hand over the session to the speaker. All participants are requested to strictly follow the guidelines mentioned in the invitation email. Mr. Ashok, please start this session.
Thank you for the introduction. It's exactly 12 o'clock, so it's good noon to everybody. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you all to this session on digitization of both visible and invisible evidences from crime scenes. I would first like to thank ICFSA, who have taken great pains to organize this webinar. So now, where are we? We are in the era of the COVID 2019, and what is going to happen post this COVID 2019? World is going to drastically change. There's no doubt about it. We will be using more body protection equipments, and contactless system through the usage of technology will be introduced in several areas of our day-to-day work. So we as crime scene investigators, we will have to modify our processes to adopt new technologies so that court cases can be concluded faster. A little bit about our company, QuickSoft Solutions. We are, as you are aware, based in Chennai. We have offices in Delhi, Bihar, Hyderabad, and Mumbai, and we have a sales force all over the country. Our strengths have been R&D. We have been concentrating on new product design, developing technologies, prototyping, and testing the equipments with the users to make them more user-friendly, and try to commercialize it on a large scale. We provide intensive training to all our clients, including all the police personnel, forensic science personnel, etc., and how to handle scientific kits, handle devices, and how to digitize evidences. We have a strong marketing team, which is a pan-India presence, and our stress has been on introducing new technologies. So how do we go about achieving our objectives? We seek collaboration with the law enforcement departments and agencies and training institutes, where we'll jointly develop products which will be of interest to the police, which will be very useful to them in creating standard operating processes. We also are very, very interested in educating the judiciary, because judiciary is very important to complete the court cases in a very logical manner. So we need to educate them on the new technologies available. So today's topic, as you're aware of, is digitizing of evidences from crime scenes using handheld devices. We are going to be focusing on three main products which will help to a great extent in this. And what these products will be doing is, one, it will help in identification of visible and invisible latent prints from scene of crimes, identification of biological fluids like blood, saliva, semen, sweat, urine. That same device helps in identification of gunshot residue and counterfeit currency, document examination, suicide notes, etc. And we also have another device which will help in the outdoor and indoor crime scene digitization using 3D laser scanner. Now I'll quickly give a brief about each of these products before going into detail of each and every product. The first product which we have is for identification of latent fingerprint, which is called the 4K mobile multispectral detection device. This is a handheld device which will help the investigating officers when they go to scene of crime to identify visible and invisible fingerprints, capture them, develop them, and store them. And most importantly, it is being stored in what is known as a raw format, which is non-editable by anyone. And in case there is some editing done, the hash value will get changed accordingly. So this becomes a very tamper-proof device. This device can take both photographs and videos, and it is very easy to operate. So this is a few photographs of the device called the 4K mobile multispectral latent fingerprint detection device. The second device, which we are going to talk about in greater detail a little later, is a device for identification of body fluids and document verification. The entire description of this is a mobile multispectral UV vis IR. UV is ultraviolet, vis is visible, and IR is infrared. This is a UV vis IR imaging system for body fluids and document verification. And as explained in the description itself, this helps you to find visible and invisible body fluids from crime scenes, which may be on various surfaces. And here in this device also, we can capture both photographs and video. And this is a very high-tech, integrated, all-in-one device, which can be used on both dark or complex surfaces. This device also can be transferred, making evidences tamper-proof. Coming to the handheld scanners, we have two different types of scanners. The first one is outdoor cum indoor device, which has a range of 70 to 350 meters. There are 4 different models available. I'll be talking about that in the detailed presentation. But the objective of this device is to document the entire crime scene. You can just take this handheld device and you can place it at the scene of crime, and in a matter of a few minutes, this rotates 360 degrees and it takes a 3-dimensional image of the entire scene, which could be analyzed further at the laboratory, and you can even get measurements out of this particular device. More information I'll be sharing with you once we go to that particular PPT. Another one, handheld device, is a device which will help you to scan images up to a range of 3 meters. So this is very useful for small objects. You want to, you find a knife or something and you want to, capture that particular device, you can use this handheld device. And this has the latest 3D scanning software also available built into the system. So these are some of our partners in which with whom we are dealing with for the past many years, and we are mostly the exclusive distributors in India for the entire range of products. We are also MSME and NSIC certified and an ISO 9001:2015 company. So this is the just a introduction about our topic today and about our company. Now I will be going into details about the product. Is this visible?
Yes, so it's visible.
Okay, fine.
It is.
Okay. So now I'm going to run through you this particular device, which is the Forenscope 4K mobile multispectral fingerprint detection system. This is a very, very new technology which has been introduced not only in India, but in the entire world. Okay. as fingerprint people who are part of this webinar would be aware, previously, if you to collect a fingerprint is never an easy task. You have to go around a crime scene, identify possible places, use your powders, brushes, and then might be chemicals, and then if it is available, using the correct quantities, you try and develop prints and then use rudimentary cameras and take photographs of it and things like that. But introduction of this device has changed all this entirely. This is an integrated device having everything built into it, and I'll be just going through it now. Why do we have this device and what are the main features of it? First and most important, this is touchless. So because it has, you are only using the camera, which has filters and which is connected to a tablet, which is running on a Windows operating system. So the original crime scene is not disturbed in any way. So being touchless, even DNA is preserved in case there are some fingerprints at the crime scene, which a DNA specialist can, collect that. So previously what was happening is using powders or chemicals, if you apply it on a particular surface, the entire, the DNA which could possibly be there would be lost, which is eliminated by using this. And this, as being touchless, is 100% contactless and requires no powders or chemicals, as already said. And this helps in digitizing of evidences. Since we are taking not only photographs, but even videos of that area where we are identifying the fingerprints, the entire thing is being digitized and stored. Coming to the next point, which is the RAW format to secure the files. Now, what do we mean by RAW format? I just briefly explained in the intro. RAW format is a format which is non-editable and which makes the data very secure. So if anyone tries to change it also, there will be, they cannot store it in the original file name. So they have to store it as another file name in another folder. So this makes the original file very secure. And so when you go to the court of law to present your evidence of these fingerprints, the judge will easily accept it once you mention that this is being stored in a RAW format. Some features are available, like side-to-side comparison of fingerprints. You have found two fingerprints and you want to keep it side by side within the device. You can easily do that, and you can identify it, see the comparison between the two fingerprints. But this is to be done manually. The idea of doing it automatically, that comes in another one solution called the AFIS system, which many of you all must be. So we can also do superimposing and overlapping of evidences. And most important, of late, the courts are accepting this particular evidence if you're using your Form 65B and submit. Okay. So now, as mentioned earlier, this is the image of the device. It has a 16.3 megapixel multispectral 4K camera with a range of 315 to 1100 nanometers, plus or minus 20 nanometers. So this covers the entire spectral range which is possible. And we have also a real-time UVA, VIS, and IR live imaging. There's a special Forenscope software built into the device, which I will talk in the next few slides. And we also provide some ring filters in the range of 365 to 1100 nanometers. The resolution image is 3200 ppi. And the terminal is a very robust terminal in the sense that it is heavy duty. It comes with a very good protective case. So in case accidentally you drop the device also, the chances of it getting damaged is minimized. I'm not saying it is eliminated, but it is minimized. And as I said earlier, you can take real raw pictures, and raw video recording can also be done by using the forensic software. So this is the entire multispectral range of this device. This is a side view of the thing. This is the tab over here. We are having the filters over here, the camera over here, and the light sources with some buttons are displayed over here. I have the device with me also. After we complete this presentation, I will try and bring it forward to show it to you how it looks on the video, on the camera rather. So like said earlier, we have the entire range from 315 to 1400. This is the visual spectrum. And foreign scope, the 4K ranges from 315 to 1100. As mentioned earlier, 16.3 megapixel camera, real-time UVA vis imaging. The camera sensor pixels are 4655 into 3515. The live images is full HD, 1920 into 1080. The picture size minimum is 4640 into 3506. So all this I'm telling you to show you that this particular camera is a very high-end camera, and which helps you to get complete clarity of the fingerprints. There's raw pictures, real raw video imaging, and the UV lens is of 30 mm with a transmission wavelength of 180 to 1200 nanometers. The focus range is from 4 centimeters, so you can keep your camera 4 centimeters away from the evidence, and it can be up to infinity focus. Aperture is 3.5, and digital zoom function works within the software also. It has a Windows operating system. We provide the system with the latest Windows 10 operating system. It's the screen is 10 inches, full HD. It's a touch screen. It's a lightweight aluminum body. The total weight of the camera is around little less than 3 kgs. And the camera battery is 5000 Ah. So that allows you to run about 2 to 2.5, about 3 hours continuous usage. It has inbuilt Wi-Fi also, and it has a TIFF card support also for transferring the files if you want to copy from the device to your laptop or any other device which you have. The device comes with certain light filters. The ring filters available are U3A, a band pass for 720 nanometers, and a band pass for 850 nanometers. It also comes with an orange filter. These are the 4 filters which are placed at the back of the device, and you can just turn it very easily using your finger. For the light source, we have a separate battery. It's a replaceable battery, which is 13,400 mAh, and this works for about 6 to 8 hours. It's a non-stop real mobility, and the device also has a fast charging Type-C input. So even if you're running out of battery, if you just charge it for about 10 minutes, easily about 50 to 60% gets charged within that 10 minutes. So now coming to the software, which is provided along with the device. As mentioned earlier, we provide in the software both raw imaging and raw video recording is possible. Anytime you want, you can take a photograph of any of the fingerprints which are being identified. Another important thing is the date and timestamp is assigned on the images. So once you click on a photograph, what is the date, time is immediately recorded and stored along with the image. So when you're presenting it to the court, you can prove that it was taken at this place and at this time. And a new feature which we are shortly going to be incorporating is the GPS stamping also. So what is the position, your GPS location from where that image was taken will also be stored along with the image. So when again at the court, it becomes easier to prove that it was taken from the crime scene only, and not from anywhere else. You can you have a live image which you're seeing. You can zoom in on that also, so you can get more close-up clarity. Image enhancement facilities are available within the software, and you can convert and save the recorded videos and images in RAW format. We also provide a detailed reporting system within the software where you choose which all photographs you want, and you can generate a PDF report format, which will give you, who took the photographs, who's the investigating officer, the case number, the time, date, location, etc., etc. All that information along with the images can just be converted into a PDF and sent by email, and you can have access to the report anytime. The reports can be exported either through a USB or TIFF card or images, and shortly we'll be providing even through an email facility within the software. There's also a search facility available within the software where you can search on case number or a particular date, or any particular field which you want to, and you can identify that particular images at that time. Now, this is a very important slide which tells us now what are the surfaces on which we can identify these fingerprints, which may be visible, may not be visible. I would say about nearly 75 to 80% of all the possible surfaces are covered by this device. It is only pure porous surfaces in which you may not be able to identify the fingerprints, but all non-porous surfaces like wall, painted surfaces, mirror, almirah, thermal paper, visiting cards, polished woods, vinyl, sun mica, steel, and many, many more surfaces, you can view these fingerprints easily. Might be in certain cases, if it's a real multicolored surface, the chance of seeing the fingerprint might be a little bit less, but you will get a view of it also. We have some tools for enhancing that, but we will discuss that a little later. This is a image. This is the image taken of our technical head, Mr. Elan Cherian. He's the technical specialist on all our devices, which we market and provide training on. So if you see over here, he's focusing with the device on a wall. Okay, if you see over here, you can see that is the UV light over there. There is nothing visible when we are taking the photograph. But if you look at the terminal, the screen, you can see that he has zoomed and identified a particular fingerprint, and you can see with what clarity it is being displayed. Here are some more images which you have taken. Now this is a concrete wall. If you see, you can't see any clarity here. This is a normal thing, nothing is visible, but when you're using it through our device, you can see the fingerprints from a little distance, and when you zoom in, you get more clarity on that. All the ridges, holes, etc. are clearly visible on this surface. Similarly, when we see blood and fingerprint on visiting card, now this is just a visiting card, and if you see the fingerprint and zoom into it, you can get more clarity. This is medicine packaging, okay, is a particular augmented thing. Nothing is visible. This is the area which we focus on, and then using the device, you can see the fingerprints over here. A sun mica surface, nothing is visible over here under normal conditions, but using our device, we can see over here, and then zooming in, we get complete clarity of that fingerprint. Similarly, now we come to the a chocolate wrapper. Nothing is visible here, but after zooming and using our device, we can see the fingerprints over here. A boarding pass in a flight ticket. Nothing is visible in these three areas if you look at it through the normal eye, but using our device, we can see If you have any doubt on it, if you see the date over here, 14th May 18, over here 14th May 18, seat 19C, this is the area of interest, and we are able to see the fingerprint clearly here and over here also. A glass beer bottle, which there's a lot of shortage going on right now. When you zoom into it, you can see with clarity the fingerprints. On thermal paper, even up to 1 month, up to, we even tried for in more than 3 months thermal paper, and we can get clarity of fingerprints. Metal cabinet, this is the original, and when we are zooming in to a certain extent, we can see some marks over here, fingerprints, and then zooming in more detail, we get the fingerprints over here. On a luggage tag also, we can identify the fingerprints. Plastic carry bags, a fire extinguisher, a wooden door, and whatever I showed you till now are actual images taken by us using the actual device. It is not that we have taken it from somewhere. These are physically identified by us, not necessarily at crime scenes, but in our office, it might be in some clients while demonstrating to clients and things like that. These are some of the accessories which is provided along with the device. One is your charger and the filter. Now I'm going towards my second product, which I initially introduced to you, which is called Forenscope Mobile Polarized Multispectral Imaging Technology. This is a picture view of the device, the main view, and then we have the side view also displayed over here. Here, what are the areas of use? This device can be used for identification, both visible and invisible blood stains, body fluids like semen, urine, saliva. It helps in document examination. You can identify bite and bruising marks on the body. Gunshot residues can also be displayed and identified. And we also have micro imaging, which helps you to see in detail developed fingerprints. Unlike the previous device, which was for invisible prints, this is for, you developed some fingerprints using fluorescent powders. This helps you in the micro imaging of that. A little bit about the device. It's a one-touch UV visible IR. Again, UV is ultraviolet, visible, and infrared imaging system. It is a professional device, portable terminal. It has a camera lens, interchangeable. Why I'm saying interchangeable is because here we have two lenses, a micro lens and a macro lens. I'll be explaining about that in subsequent slides. It also has an interchangeable narrow bandpass and long pass filter system. The narrowband light system also is replaceable, and it has a very good software module inbuilt into the tablet, and the battery power source also is changeable. So it's a very simple device, very portable. It weighs hardly some 650 grams only. I have that device also with me. I will show you at the end of these presentations all the three devices one by one, how it will look on the camera. Here also we have the spectral range from the original thing is 315 to 1400, but in this tablet multispectral camera, spectral range is from 330 till 1080 nanometers. This has a 13 megapixel UV visible camera and a IR multispectral mobile camera. As mentioned earlier, 330 to 1080 plus or minus 20 nanometers. Here also it's fully operational, one touch. It has autofocus just like your telephone, mobile phones. You can just keep it over a particular image and autofocus is done. And you can zoom up to 4x. lens is 2.2, and up from 10 centimeters, you can see the evidences for close range imaging. It has both monochrome and color modes available. Now coming to the light technology, like I told you, we are providing two lenses. One is a macro lens and one is a micro lens. What is provided in the macro lens is a white light, UVA light, violet light, blue light, IR1, IR2. And this is used, the macro lens is used for general search of evidences. Whereas the micro lens also has a white, UVA, violet, blue, infrared 1 and infrared 2. But this is used for minute searching of evidences, like a speck of blood, which is actually not visible at all with the naked eye. And it is also used for document examination. So we use micro lenses in document examination mainly, and gunshot residue and things like that. But both the lenses are provided. And like I mentioned earlier, they are interchangeable. The device, so now more information about the device. As I told, it works on Android operating system, unlike the previous device which works on Windows. This has a 8-inch display screen, which is a high resolution IPS screen. It works on both 4G, and it also has Wi-Fi facility. So anywhere you are accessing some other internet connection, you can connect to that through Wi-Fi and transfer your data easily to head office or your PHQ or whatever. It also has a OTG support for easy transfer of files. There is a SIM card slot available where you can put your card and and make it as a device for connecting to 4G. In this, the battery comes of 4500 mAh with a 3.7 volt battery, and it works for about 5 to 6 hours continuously. There's internal memory also of 16 GB, and TF card support is available for copying your data. Like mentioned earlier, there's a touch screen which is very high sensitive. Here also the weight of the device is very limited. It's only about 650 grams. It has aluminum body and parts, and in case of accidental drop, it may not be damaged. The filter system is displayed over here. It is for image sharpness. It has a yellow optical coating filter, another one orange optical coating filter, a violet bandpass filter, which is of 415 nanometers, and a red optical coating filter for fingerprint, micro lens, and optical specific filters. Here also, Here also we have two batteries. One is for the device, and another one for the light source. This battery is 20,000 mAh, high capacity lithium ion battery, and it uptime of up to 8 hours. We have tested it and we have found it to be quite thing. And charging also is very fast, since this also has a Type-C input charger. Now about the software. There's a good software built into the device, which is provided free of cost. This is a real-time image comparison facility is possible. You can have two images side by side and you want to zoom into them and see them. You can see them in great detail. You can place on top of one on top of the other also and get whether it's matching. There's a quick view button available on the screen. And like the previous device, here also we can zoom in on live images. So as you're seeing live images, you can zoom further onto that by using your fingers. It has a case information search and archive platform where you can search case numbers on either on case number or investigating officer or date, things like that. You can search on that. It also has a macro and micro image archive platform. You can place a scale. There's an inbuilt scale on the device. So before you take a photograph, you can, set up a scale and then take a photograph. So no need to place a physical scale next to the evidence. You can write notes within the software. You can add the date and time. Once images have been taken, you can rotate, you can crop, and you can draw on the images. And also you can export the detailed reports or images via email or USB. Here also we have two modes, color and mono modes available. Backup is available, and many more features, which once you start using the software, you will get more clarity on that. Now we are coming to some of the images which we have taken using our device. So first we will be concentrating on blood stains because that is the main focus of this particular device. If you see the first image, this is the original, where you cannot see anything if you see closely. Might be a small speck over here, but it's not very clear. And using the IR1 filter, we identify to a certain extent. And using IR2, we can get more clarity on the blood which is displayed on the image. Again, blood stains using white light. This is another surface. The previous was a coat. Here we just have, it's a denim cloth which we have used. And using IR2 light, we can see the clarity of the blood stains. Again, blood stains, we are having another one surface over here. If you see over here in the original, there is no display. Using IR1, you can see the blood spots in detail, and IR2 gets much more clarity. And using monochrome, you can also get the clarity. Another important feature of this device is background elimination. Now, if you see the shirt, this is a multicolored shirt with lots of checks and things like that. Definitely, with your naked eye, or even you trying to use a magnifier or anything, you may not be able to see the blood stains. So, using the background elimination option, this IR2, this will show you the same shirt. If you see, we have taken it using IR2 filter, and now you can see the blood stains all over the shirt. This is another surface. Here, this is the original. Here, an IR1, we can see the blood stains, and here IR2, it comes in more clarity. Again, same original, IR1, IR2, and in monochrome. Now, in an outdoor setting, this is a live plant, a leaf over here, where looking through with your normal eye and using a normal camera, nothing is visible over here. But using the IR2 filters, we have identified blood stains in this particular area over here as well as over here. Next, body fluid, semen now. This is a panty. If you see with your normal camera, nothing is visible. Using a yellow filter, we can see the semen stains over here. It gives out a fluorescent effect, if you notice. Here again, you can get more clarity on this. This is the actual, from here it is taken, that deer. And using a contrast mode, we are getting more the details of the semen stain. Another one example of semen stain. This is the original. And looking through the UV, we can see in clarity And if you want more fluorescent effect, if we put on the yellow filter, we can get the details more clearly. Semen in pubic hair also original, nothing is visible properly, and whereas if you put the IV filter, you can see the semen stain in the pubic hair. Coming to another one, body fluid, urine. Nothing is visible over here, but then and here also this is the original. Using urine yellow filter, you can see the urine stains more clearly. Along when I'm setting up the blue light, you can get more clarity on that. Sweat is another body fluid. Nothing available over here. Using the white filter also is not giving too much clarity. But when you set it up to yellow filter, you can see the sweat stains over here and over here while using the orange filters. Saliva, original, nothing visible. Using yellow and yellow filter and UV light, you can see the saliva, and orange and UV gives you the fluorescent effect also. Now coming to document examination, this device is also useful in this to document examination. We have to change the particular lens. What was being used till now was the macro lens, and now we have to change it to the micro lens. And then you can see over here the currency notes, which is this is the original currency note, and this is the counterfeit currency note. If you can see, there's a huge difference. So these for a layman, you may not be able to see much difference, but expert of document who knows what is what are the holograms he should look for, what are the hidden marks he must look for, what are the watermarks they must look for, they immediately will be able to identify by using this device that this is a original or a counterfeit currency. So here again we are having another one currency note. So you can identify using IR1 and IR2. Here using white light, nothing is visible, but using UV, these are the things which you should be looking for, and this is immediately displayed over here. Here also searching for a hologram on the that should, for example, on the eye of this particular person, there should be that 200 in hologram displayed. So when you're seeing it in a counterfeit currency, it is not being displayed, whereas in the original currency, using the UV, you can get the details of the hologram. Another one part application of document examination is overwriting of documents, overwriting of check leaves, etc. So this is the original where something was written and then it has been scratched out or overwritten, however you want to look at it. Using the UV filter, to a certain extent, you can see what is written under that. But when you switch over to the IR1 mode, you can see the same thing in great detail, that this is something was written under it and the other marks have been eliminated. Here also, if you see, this is the original. When you put the IR1, all the overwritten marks have been eliminated, as well as the negative when you set it up. See, at this time, I'd like to say is, if supposing the same pen was used for writing and overwriting, this device will not give much clarity. It has to be two different pens which were used, and then only you will be able to get what was written underneath the scratch marks. Here again, there's a document you are examining. This is the original. When you have the IR, if you see, it's getting clarity, and when you zoom in, you can see to a great extent. Similarly, when you set up the mode to negative, you can get clarity on what was written underneath. This is another example of document examination. This is overwriting of checks. So this is first screen we are showing you where you set up the UV. This is the hologram which should be visible. So if the bankers know where to search for a particular hologram, so if they use the UV option, they will be able to see it. And in this screen, we will show you the overwriting of the check. If you see the white light over here, number showing as 71 over here. 7 was originally 11, has been actually converted to 71. Over here also, having the blackboard, you can see that 7 has been overwritten. It has original was only 11. Here also, this shows you what has been added in this 7878434 The original was only 1871300, whereas this part of the 7 and this part of the 4 has been incorporated later. Another example of a document examination. Few more. Passport also. The passport officer knows what to search for, what holograms and he should be looking for. So when he sets it up in UV1 or the UV vis filter, he can see and know that the passport is original or a duplicate. Bite marks is another one area where you can, on the human body, you can identify bite marks which may or may not be visible to the naked eye. Using various filters, color mode, IR filter mode, here also color mode, IR filter, IR, this is IR1 and this is IR2. Then UV1, UV1 with yellow filter and UV1 with orange filter. So you can see the bruise and bite marks more clearly. So in case of rape cases and things like that, you can take photographs of the victim once you identify this bite and bruises on the body of the victim. Another one application of this device is the gunshot residue. Guns, any gun which has been fired up from, the bullets will leave some residue on the body or the clothes or the hands of the shooter. So that is visible using this particular device. You can also measure the bullet hole measurement. You can get it by using this device. The last application of this device is micro imaging in fluorescent powder. So fingerprints which are developed using fluorescent powders generally are seen by fingerprint experts using UV torches. So instead of using those torches, they can make use of this device and they can see the fingerprints clearly. See, this is a photograph and the fingerprint is displayed. Developed fingerprints are displayed in great detail using the device. Some more examples. So now this completes our second product for today. So now we are coming to our third and final product, which is also a very, very interesting product. And this is going to be the future of documentation of crime scenes. So this is for public safety. The agenda of this PowerPoint presentation is, first of all, this product is from a company called Faro. It's a US-based company. They are the leading company for 3D laser scanners in the world. So that's why we are calling it Faro. So agenda is Faro and public safety. the 3D laser scanner, digital hashing, what it is, how it is, what is the FARO advantage being provided, how do we do digital documentation of the crime scene, crash reconstruction with 3D animations, VVIP security pre-planning, and what is the FARO forensic analysis software. So these are the topics we are going to be covering in the next, might be 20 minutes. A little bit about FARO. They have more than 11,000 plus users all over the world. Scanners, they have sold more than 1,000 plus. These scanners are being used in 34 countries for both public safety or forensic companies. And they have more than 100 odd cases where FARO data has been accepted and used in court. This I'm talking about not in India as of now, but it is being widely accepted by the courts. We have done a few actual scans from crime scenes and submitted to the courts, and courts are evaluating the acceptability of that. But we are very confident that this data would be accepted by the courts very shortly in India too. Now, we have supplied this devices to Gujarat Police, Telangana, Bihar, GFSU in Gujarat, Chhattisgarh Police, and also to Bangladesh Police. US clients, there are many. All the top CIA, NIA, Fed, all are using FARO devices for all their investigation purposes. Now, what are the applications? One application is for law enforcement. It helps them in crime investigation, helps them in the reconstruction of the crime scene. If there's been an accident, reporting of the crash, how it happened, where it happened, etc. And even the crash scene reconstruction can be done using FARO scanners and the software. It is also useful for fire service professionals, pre-planning in case of fire or explosion, how to investigate it, and similarly reconstruction of fire scenes and explosive scenes. It also helps intelligence officers in security planning in case of, say, the PM visits or the president visits or the chief minister visits. So before these dignitaries go to a particular event, the scan of the entire area is done previously, and using the data, these officers, they can identify where to place people and what are the vital points for security and where are the weak spots, and set up more security personnel over there in case of natural disasters and for military also. And in forensic labs, it is used for forensic anthropology, medical examination, and facial reconstruction. Now I'm just going to run a video. Okay. Now, where does FARO help? First, most important, the number of officers required to record a scene will get reduced drastically. You can preserve the critical evidence much faster. It's a very easy device to use. You just have to, the settings are prefixed. The person has to place it at the crime scene in logical position and just click on a button and the entire scan will start. Like I told earlier, it hardly takes much time. A few minutes is all which is required for each scan. And it provides greater clarity to judges, juries, and prosecutors. Of course, there are no juries in India. It also helps in extracting data very easily. You can share the data. It's not, see, one important thing in Pharos software is you need not, all the users need not have the software. Software is only required to generate the output files, and then the output files can be viewed by anybody just by using a common browser. And data authenticity can be verified. And as part of our exercise, we provide entire training to fulfill all your needs and make you a full-fledged officer in the usage of the device and the software. Now, what are the features which are available? One, it has a altimeter. Altimeter is for the height, how many meters or feet above mean sea level you are. It has a compass giving you the exact location, north, south, east, west, how many degrees, etc. Inclinometer is where if you place the device at a angle, the road is slightly rising. So this inclinometer will help you to set up the device correctly. And this has an integrated GPS to identify the exact latitude and longitude from where the scene is being recorded. The features are inbuilt hashing. This is a very important feature. I'll be talking about this in 2 slides a little later. You can set it up remotely. That is, you just keep the device and this can be connected with your mobile phone or an iPad. You move away about 30 feet or 50 feet, up to 50 meters also, and you can operate it remotely, on-ing, off-ing, and see the progress on your device. So whatever is happening on the device screen, you can view it on your mobile. It can be a iPhone or it can be an Android device also. The laser being used is a class 1 laser, so it's very safe. It has been tested for human safety. It will not affect your body in any way. It has an integrated color camera, and it is IP54 rated for all types of weather conditions. Okay. Now, main specifications are, there's a range focus of 70, 150, and 350 meters. So these are the 3 models available. Like I told you about the specifications, it's for range is 70 meters, 150 meters, 350 meters. These are the 3 different models available with us, both for indoor and outdoor. It has a GPS receiver which is integrated with the device. It's not that it's an external GPS. You can also do under direct sunlight. Also, scanning can be done. So this will not affect the quality of the output. The weight of the device is a total of 4.2 kgs, and it comes on a tripod, which you might have seen some images. I'll show you a little later also. So the tripod, you don't have to worry much about it. It has a 50% noise reduction, and the measuring speed is up to 10 lakh points per second. Okay. So each model has its own measuring speed. The highest model, which is S350, will have us nearly 10 lakhs points per second measuring speed. And it does 360 degrees horizontal and 360-degree vertical. Now coming to hashing, which I would like to place a little importance over here. Now, what is meant by digital hashing is when the recording is being taken place on the device, it gets stored, the data gets stored on a SD card, which is again within the device. So as the images are being captured and stored on that SD card, a hash number is being generated, and this is done automatically. So this hash number cannot be tampered with by anybody. So, and another thing is you cannot even forget that to hash it, because it's a inbuilt process of the software. So once the capture has been completed, the hash value is generated and stored along with the in the data card. So whenever you move the data card to another device, you transfer it, or you send it by email, or you take it on another SD card, or you put it in your laptop or an iPad or whatever, the hash number remains the same. So when you take it to the court will accept it, because you can prove it to them this data has not been tampered with. In case you tamper even one single point on this particular data, this hash value will change. So the security of the data captured is being maintained to a very high degree. How does it work? Like I told you, a hash value, it's like a secure signature. Okay, any small change in the original data changes the hash value, not to the same extent, but to a large extent. So there will be no relationship between the original hash value and the changed hash value, even if there's a small change in the data. Is digital signature accepted by courts today? First of all, as per the Indian Information Technology Act 2000, hash value is becoming necessary now, and Rule 6 recognizes MD5 and SHA2 as accepted standard digital hash algorithms, which is what we are following in this device. Now the device is very small, compact, lightweight. See, for example, over here, you are in a place where you cannot enter this room, it's so dirty. The device can be placed at any angle also, and you can record. Now in case of a skeleton remains, very difficult to place the device somewhere so that you get the full picture. You can even invert it and place it, and you do the scan of the entire device. I mean, a scan of the entire area. This is a photograph taken of, it's such a small suitcase with the tripod over here, which you can place it even in the aeroplane in your hand luggage compartment on above the seats. Important thing is you can scan in day or night. There is no difference. It does not require light to do scanning. You will get the output images either daytime as well as in the nighttime with the same resolution and the same output. You can see even hidden blood stains, for example, on this shirt, which is a blue surface, you may not be able to see, but using the scan without color, you can see there are blood stains on this person's shirt. So in the world, I would say this is the only scanner which has automatic hashing of scan data. This is only solution which laser HDR technology. And this is the only complete solution that is easy to use right from the scene up to the court. These are some crime scenes from which we have taken some scans. One application is this bullet trajectory analysis. I'm not sure how many people would be using it, but this is very useful in identifying from what angle the bullet was shot. So this helps in your investigating officers to see the angle, and if possible also to find from how far away it was shot also. I'll run a quick video on this. So this is the software in which the you have to provide certain inputs. Certain inputs are taken from the scan image directly, and this will help you in finding the bullet trajectory analysis. An example of a bullet trajectory analysis is supposing the officer identifies that it was come from an height of about, say, 10 feet. So it could not be shot by a person standing on the ground. So they'll have to look for places from where he stood above and, above the ground from which he fired the shot. Similarly, we have another application in forensics for blood spatter analysis. This helps you to identify from how the person was, stabbed. It was stabbed from underneath or from top. This again, there are some blood spatter analysts for whom they will find this a very useful application. This also has a video, but again, it's more than 1.5 minutes. I'm just skipping this video now. Another application is crash scene documentation. It can be used by highway patrol and the police for reconstruction of crime scenes. Skid analysis is another application. This can be done using the Faro 3D Zone software, which we can provide to you. It has the details of all different vehicles. You can, based on the skid marks, you can identify what speed the vehicle was traveling at, etc. Now, what were the protective advances yesterday? That is, yesterday, I mean in the past. So previously, what was being followed by officers was they used to spend a lot of time researching the site, get the blueprints. Some might be outdated also. Take photographs, verify the blueprints, and take measurements. Then spend many hours on the computer creating diagrams to document the measurements and the points of interest, and then send it to the rest of the team. But now, using the scanner, what we can do today and in the future, you can, for example, scan the outside of the hotel or any area where the crime scene has occurred using the scanner. You scan the interior of the hotel from the lobby up to the hotel room, in the elevator, down the hall, into the rooms, etc. Entire thing can be scanned and merged into one single output file for analysis by your officers. So it minimizes the work of the investigating officers to a very large extent. So you can produce a walkthrough of the entire event. Your advanced team can send the data to every team member. You can do a virtual 3D walkthrough. You can save the advanced team hours or days of work. They don't have to go to the site to gather information, and provide more safety to your VVIP personnel, law enforcement, and also to the public. And protective advances can be done more efficiently, faster, and with the availability, collect more data and plan more effectively before the arrival. So the overall solution which we are offering from Faro is we provide you the scanner, the software, accessories. You will require a powerful laptop because this is very graphics intensive. Either you can use your own, or we can provide to you also. We provide you the training on to use the device as well as the software, and you can count on our continued support to help you make maximum usage of these devices. So this completes my presentation on this third device. First device is the 4K multispectral. Can you all see it on the camera?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. Visible now, no? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please continue.
So this is the device. Like I told you, this is the front of this is the tablet, which is a 10-inch screen. It has the Windows operating system. It has a very rugged casing. So in case of accidental fall also, damages is very, very minimal. Coming to the side, this is the camera over here. And over here, we have the different light sources. These are the buttons for switching between the different light source options. And this is the filter, which can be rotated depending on for what application you want to use it. So this is the 4K device, and then we have the forensic tablet. This again is that 8-inch screen. This is a Android based operating system. Yeah. So
this is totally detachable, and here you will be having a UV and IR interchangeable lens, and along with that we have 4 filters here. The one is a red optical filter, the other is 415, orange and yellow. We have 4 filters in this, and it is totally detachable and reattachable. And here we will be using a macro lens for this, and in this macro lens we have white, UV, violet, blue, infrared, two infrared lights here. So just attach it here. And along with that, we have a battery of 20,000 mAh battery, which can continuously work for 8 hours.
Third device, just bringing it forward, is the 3D laser scanner, which is placed on the tripod. Let's bring it. So this is the device, very lightweight. This is the front screen over here, which I told you, this can be connected to your mobile phone, so you can operate it remotely. And this rotates 360 degrees, and as it is rotating, high definition images are being captured, and the data is used for is stored in the SD card, which is at the back of the device. So this is the SD card. I think this completes our session.